Welcome back to Without a Doubt, the podcast, a podcast where we celebrate living life authentically and organically as ourselves. We're the ones who believe in creating our own paths and living our truths out loud. Join in on an honest and open conversation about self-discovery and growth. I'm your girl Mad, your host, and your sprinkle of reality. I'm here to remind you that it's okay to live life differently and that you don't have to be what is expected of you and that your happiness matters. And yes, even us baddies who know this about ourselves need this reminder too. It is Thursday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and she's drinking a White Claw. We are not yet sponsored by them.
But we should be.
And this is probably the one episode I think a lot of people are looking forward to. If you know me, have been following me for a while. Me and my mom are like two peas in a pod.
She's me 2.0.
Or I say 2.0 upgraded, right? So I figured, why not do an episode? Why not? Why not do it? Let's do an episode and let's have some fun with it. And this is going to be a little different than what we usually do. I usually share some little reminders or things, but this is going to be a very fun, lighthearted, might even pop into some other random topics. But I wrote down 6 topics that I think are really good pertaining to my mom and things that we talk about pretty much often, or people message me about how much they love my relationship with my mom. So I figured why not share it here with you guys. So I think the very first subject we really should talk about is how we really are best friends. But we haven't always been best friends because people always tell me, I wish I had that relationship with your mom.
It's not an easy relationship.
No, it's not an easy relationship. But I mean, we're definitely
it's easy now.
It wasn't always easy.
No, and sometimes now, even when you pop off, I just back off because it's easier for me to just back off than challenge you or whatever, and it's not worth it anymore for me to
go against it.
Right. So I just it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it makes me really super, super, super upset because then we don't talk for like a day or so.
Because we talk every single day.
That makes me sad.
Pretty much every day.
If we don't talk on purpose, that's one thing. But if it's because you popped off and I'm avoiding you and you're avoiding
me. We had like popped off, meaning like we had like a little quick argument about something that was probably not even important. Probably something
It's
stupid.
Probably when you were bitchy.
Yeah, or you were just having a moody day.
You thought I was having a moody day. I would...
Okay, wait. Can you do me a favor and intro yourself? I feel like I need to do that because a lot of people do know you, but welcome to meeting my mom, aka Sharon Barron. Madison's mom. I feel like, a lot of people don't really know her. You might not know my mom, but this is my mom. So who are you, Mom? Give us a little backstory about who you are.
I'm just a regular old person.
I'm
a regular person. Like, I'm just me. I don't know. I'm supposed to be explaining myself. Like, people that don't know me.
What's an intro? Like, what are your hobbies? And
I'm a mom of 3 kids, and no matter how old they are, they're always going to be my kids, and I always hope that I'm always attached to them. That's my main. Like
when you were younger, like grandma.
I always just wanted to be a mom and a housewife, and I could never be that. I always had to be the everything.
Because you were a single
mom, right.
And that's like one thing that I feel like, I thought that's the first thing you would have said. Like, I was a single mom of 3 kids, but we're a unit.
We are a unit. And there's a lot of single moms that are out there. It's like, I almost think there's like more single moms and there's moms out there doing just what I did. They're just doing it in these harder times.
Yeah, but when I was growing up,
they were hard when I was raising you. Don't get me wrong.
When I was growing up, I used to tell people that I wasn't jealous of the people that had moms and dads because I just used to have to go ask
I was jealous of people that had moms and dads.
I used to tell people all the time, it's so easy. I know exactly what to expect. I don't have to go to my mom and if I knew I was going to get a yes or a no and I knew exactly what I needed. Like, it wasn't like I had to play a game. I think a lot of kids play the game.
Right.
And I never had to do that. It was a lot easier, I think, with decision making.
It was easier for me that I didn't have to fight with some people. Parents have fight when they're getting divorced, make fucked up kids. So, I only bitched about your dad for like about 6 months, and then I realized that this isn't I wasn't doing
It's
anything.
not effective.
So then I just stopped. But
Yeah,
then
and
I was always angry. I was always screaming.
Yeah, you were a screamer.
I had a hard
when we were
time
growing up.
because the boys, because you did what you're supposed to do, but not the boys. Andrew was challenged, and he challenged me, and I didn't realize at that time I didn't realize all the shit until
I mean, this
till
was in the
now.
90s, so things were different then for sure.
Well, damn, the computer was a little thing spinning. I didn't even know how to fucking make a file or anything. I couldn't even help on the computer at school. Like, I didn't know anything. I was just pedaling, getting up in the morning. You were first in the daycare and the last one picked up because I had to make a living, and that's what I did.
But to what is the thing? To your why can't I think of the word? To your what is it called? And I'm like, to your support, to your
credibility.
Yeah, to your credit. Growing up,
That's a basic word.
Couldn't think about it. I don't feel like it was ever that way. Like you might have felt that way, but you did a really good job, and that's what I say all the time is that it wasn't.
I was screaming.
Hard.
Oh, I was screaming because I thought it would help. And then now I realized too that my screaming at Andrew affected Dylan. So Dylan being the last one with those 4 years or 3 years gap, he was there when I was really screaming at Andrew because that was when Andrew was always being challenging.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel that's why Dylan had his issues because so it just like trickled down. So each one, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you did whatever you had to do at the best you could.
Nobody's got fucked up.
But I honestly don't think that, I don't know.
All our life experiences kept everything that everybody went through, kept everybody from doing what they're not doing so that they're all doing okay now.
Whatever that means. Well, yeah.
No, like, okay, so if our family didn't have problems because of drugs, maybe you guys or your brother or whoever, or say anyone, would have got into drugs. But for you guys all saw drugs firsthand, so when you were young, so everyone chose not to get involved in drugs, and that's a harder thing to get away from, I think, than a lot of things.
I think you were also very open and honest growing up. Like, we didn't really have a lot of secrets, and like I said, we were a unit. Like, we were a unit then, and we are just a stronger unit now as 30-year-old adults with you. But I mean, I don't know. I think when people always tell me like, "Oh, you and your mom have such a good relationship," I'm like, "Yeah, but I mean, we were close. Probably not. I don't know. We weren't close when you met John, but I wasn't. I think all kids have the teenager thing with their parents, but as an adult,
everyone has to go through their process when they meet people and let people into their lives, and that you guys had to share me.
We had to share in.
Yeah, you had to share Sharon.
No, but I mean, I think when people tell me now that we're best friends, I think like it's a long time. I'm 33 years old, and we have always had a very open relationship. Like, it's
honest.
Not
honest. Been honest.
So I even think like at 18, we would always go eat dinner. It was just very honest. There was never anything that I had to hide. And then I don't know. When I moved out, we were still really close. Mm-hmm. And now we live 1.5 miles up the road from each other. And we see each other almost every single day, or I talk to you every day.
And you have Kendra.
Yeah, but Kendra's different.
No, Kendra's part of the package.
Kendra's my partner in life. You're my mom,
Yeah.
She's like my chosen pea in my pod. You're like the pea I was born into your pod.
I get you.
I mean,
everybody grows up and like.
I could have cut the cord. But I feel like I have my own cord that's detached, but we keep it tight.
Yeah, I don't want you to cut the cord. Like
I don't want.
I honestly.
I mean, I'm grateful for my relationship with you.
I don't know anyone else's plans in our life, but as far as I'm concerned, I will be attached to you people no matter what.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
so that's it. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but we're all gonna stay together forever. That's life.
Look, that's what I
choose.
Mom, we just came back from Riptide Music Festival, and all of those people that like are there, most of them are not with their moms, hanging out, drinking, smoking weed.
You're wrong.
Chilling.
There are a lot of cool parents there with their kids.
Yes, there are cool parents, but there's people that when they see you and me in our relationship.
No, you're wrong. There's a whole bunch of people my age that have kids your age, and they have just as cool of a relationship as we. And I can tell you, I could name names, but I could tell you there's a whole bunch, and they're all FSU people.
No, Mom. I could agree and tell you, yes, I do know other people that are
there's
tight
a lot
with their
that
moms.
have, but that's everywhere.
But almost like 70-something% of the people who talk to me about our relationship say, I wish I had the same relationship that you have with your mom. But I'm like, yeah, it's not.
It's always greener on the other side.
Yeah, agreed.
No.
I definitely think that everyone's not as fun out there as you.
I try to be current. I do. I try to be current. I try to pay attention to things.
You're more current than I am.
I feel like a little bit though now. Like I'm just like, I really feel like I spend my energy at work, like doing my job, spending my personality, and I just feel like now I just want to stay home and cook all the time and make my little.
You want a simple life.
Yeah, I wish I had like a little bigger yard or something, you know.
Do you remember when you used to tell me, like, you're like, how do people go to yoga in the middle of the day on a Wednesday? And I'm like, Mom, like, people have like simpler jobs. They're waiters.
It's ingrained in me my whole life. You grow up, you go to school, you go to college, you get married, you have kids, you work a job like 9 to 5. That's and that's what I did for how many years? I feel guilty now because I have free time. I never felt like I had free time ever in my whole life. Yes, my kids are grown up, but I have a house to take care of, but the house is manageable.
Yeah, but it is Thursday morning, and what did you do this morning? Like, the average person doesn't do this on a Thursday morning, just so you know. What did you make?
I made lentil soup. I made chicken soup. I made cornbread. I made magic cookie bars.
You made anti-crabby patty.
Some anti-crabby cake, which it's just the name is fucked up.
I was thinking it was like an anti-crab cake.
The reason it's called anti-crabby cake is because it says in the description when people eat it, they become not crabby.
Well, give some to your husband. Anyway, and you're drinking a White Claw on a Thursday at 1.
What else have I done today? Oh, I did the sheets in 3 rooms. The maid comes because everyone pays to live here, so the maid comes. And I dusted the walls, and
life is simple. And you used to go.
It's manageable.
But before this,
it was all scheduled. Like
before this, you used to work in an office from 7 to 5 or whatever time you want to say. You were running a business.
I'll be in the car for 2 hours a day.
To and from.
And dealing with people's problems. Everything was a problem. Nothing was simple.
Okay,
I had to solve things.
So you went from business owner, running a multi-million-dollar company, to working at Flanagan's as a waitress. Yeah. And you simplified your life in the last 18 months. Really, in the last year, since last November, when we closed your business, when we cleaned out the warehouse, whatever, 1,000 square.
12,000.
Yeah, the 12,000 square. We were in there cleaning up for days. After that, you were already working at Flanagan's, but
yes, I started Flanagan's in February because I was foreseeing that I needed to have an income because I've been living good through the business, but you know.
Yeah, but you went through like a life transition in your 60s.
Most people go have that 50s. I did a 60s.
And then you went back to work and you like kind of you realized like, wow, life is a lot more simple kind of living in this way versus how I was living. You were responsible for multiple people's incomes, livelihoods,
workers' comp,
insurance, making sure taxes.
My neck burned all the time. I couldn't sleep. Always worrying about money.
It's like a high stress job. High stress of being a business owner sometimes. For big businesses, Mom, like that, yeah. You had a lot of overhead.
I talked to a few people that told me the same thing as I feel, that it's not. what it's cracked up to be. You know, it's
Yeah.
great, but it's not always greener on the other side. You know, it's
No, but it's
and
nice.
I don't need that. I feel like I had that now. I don't need that anymore.
And now that you go back,
now I worry about the little things that I never worried about before, paying my car insurance, like all that stuff.
The low middle class.
I came out of that business with zero, so
life happens though, and then
I'm
you
fine.
keep rolling.
I have my little pack, so we're all good.
We're all a unit. Your unit.
Yeah, our unit. Did you call it a unit?
Yeah, we are a unit.
I call it pack. Unit.
When you're at work, do you ever feel like because you're like the 60-something-year-old person, they look at you like the mama, or they look at you like, oh, why is this old lady working here?
No. The people I work with, or the old people, or the customers.
Either.
The people I work with all look at me like I'm their mama. They love me.
They think you're cool.
Yeah, I am cool.
Because there's no shame in being a waitress.
I don't give them a hard time. I talk to them nice. If they're doing something that I think's not right, I'll tell them.
You give them
I'm
some
honest.
Guidance.
I try, and they have respect for me because of that. Like, there's one of the guys that works here. He only hugs 1 or 2 or 3 people, and I'm one of those people. So I'm on his. He's 19 years old, you know, but
I mean, no, the people that come into work, most of them make you they don't care that you're.
They're all happy when I come in.
No, the people that you wait on, Mom.
The customers?
Yeah. Anyone ever make you feel like, why is this old lady working here?
No. And if they are trying to do that, I don't notice it because I don't.
You don't care.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck.
I don't take it that way. I don't really care. Like, I think sometimes it's harder on people that know me, that come in there that I wait on, that they might feel uncomfortable that I'm waiting on them. But I'm past that shit. I don't care.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter. It's like when I was recently at that bat mitzvah working in catering, one of my old clients came up and she's like, Madison. And I'm like, I don't really care. I'm like, cool. Like, you don't know how much money I'm making on the side doing this shit.
It doesn't even matter
about the money. It's just really about happiness.
Like, if you ask me, I never have a day I don't want to go there. It's 5-7 hours. It's a small chunk of socialization. You listen to everyone's problems, which are really so much drama. Because when you're 20, 25, everything's drama. I remember when I was that age, ask grandma. I was afraid of getting in trouble. Really afraid of getting in trouble. I don't know if it was that. I wouldn't say I had respect for my mom, but I was afraid.
Well, grandma can be scary sometimes.
Yeah, I was afraid.
I wouldn't want to be in trouble with her.
I was afraid of getting in trouble. So that's why I probably just.
She's a hard.
But I could have got in trouble a lot of times. Maybe I just got lucky.
I think so. I feel like from some of the stories you've mentioned.
No, I really never. What story?
I don't know what stories exactly, but I feel like you always talk about Quaaludes.
I feel like I'm on Beverly Hills. What? Tell me exactly which one. Tell me.
Give me an example.
Exactly. Come on, go ahead, Kyle. An example.
They're the worst.
No, so good.
She also loves reality TV.
This is the best one. I love this one. This show.
She also loves reality TV shows. But yeah, anyway. I think you definitely have simplified your life a lot, and maybe that came into realization when you started telling me that you like to pick up your shit in the yard in the mornings.
I don't know. I just feel like I go back and forth for so many years, and if I don't have to work so hard now, and my kids are adults, and everybody could pitch in. So what do we need? I don't have to pay for daycare. I don't have to pay for other people's car insurance. I don't have to pay for other people's shit, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So whatever, you know? And then we've had a lot of things. We had the motorhome. We've had boats. We've been there. Honestly,
nothing is cracked up to what they all make it seem. It's all
fine. I have
it's
memories.
All nice to have
it was great doing it. I'm not bashing it. I'm like, those are all great memories, but you get to a point where, like, if I ever go to a football game again, I could care less. If I ever go to Disney again, I could care less. I'll go tent camping. Hell yeah. I won't buy a motorhome again. A boat, you never know. But Like, I don't need it.
I feel like everything that you say, I'm like, you get a boat, you got to bring it home, wash it, clean it, unless you're part of like a boat club or something. Like everything's work. I'm like, I just want simple. Like honestly, that's like the more you have,
put me on a little plane, fly me to the island. We just had the conversation yesterday with Andrew. 60 and above is my limit. You know, I don't need to be where it's cold. Okay, if it gets 50 in the night, I'll live with it. But you know, I've decided I don't want to live where it's cold.
Well, that's really knocks out a lot of places here.
Listen,
I like how Florida. We added Andrew into our compound plan.
Well, I think he's gonna be with me forever.
No kidding. He's gonna end up marrying some Korean 90-day fiance.
No. If he marries someone, no. If he marries someone, that's it. She ain't gonna be my best friend. Live with me.
Yeah, huh? She's gonna be fun. She's gonna learn how to cook food. She's gonna make egg rolls for you.
Yeah, okay.
I like how he made her an Asian girl for Andrew.
No, you.
I feel like he would end up with something like that.
Not me. I didn't say that.
He likes ethnic girls. White girls are too boring for him.
I don't know what he likes. I've never seen him.
Maybe he likes guys. I don't know either.
Okay.
Anyway, so the next topic we're going to talk about is being a grandma. Since I don't want kids, and you have two boys that I don't know what's going to happen there, did you ever think like, oh, I won't be a grandma since you always wanted to be a mom?
I always wanted to be a mom, but I don't. It's not. I wouldn't mind being a grandma, but being raising kids is really hard. So like, I don't know. I don't see my boys. I don't know. I little kids are kind of annoying. Like, they're good for 5 seconds on my hip. A little baby, yeah, I would melt into it. I know what would happen. I would get sucked in.
They say it's different when it's your own.
I understand. I would get sucked in. I would get sucked right into that little baby, and I hope that I know that's what would happen. But
you hope that you would get to experience her, or it wouldn't really make or break your life if you don't.
It wouldn't affect me if I didn't, because it's not. I don't feel it's that important, and I don't feel the world's that great, and I don't know. I would have something else to worry about. Like, I already worry about my adult kids. Like, then there's the little attachments.
That's true. It's like the extra
I don't mean it wrong, but there's another limb. And then it's supposed to be carrying on the family, but the world's so fucked up. Like, don't even go, like, the world, you never fucking know. The world is so fucked up right now that I just don't want anyone else to like have to suffer.
I agree. I'm with you, especially.
And I know that like you guys want to have your freedom, and you know, Andrew's happy being around our family.
But that should be what your parents want, is your happiness.
I wanted no, but you know, kids are supposed to like grow up and make their own families and live in their own houses, and like that's how it's supposed to be.
That's society's norm, but that's not everybody's norm.
And you know, the other thing, like my vision, society's norm, and you guys' vision, your generation, and the newer generation, society norms are different because you guys see it. We never saw it. It was just installed in our minds, and we had to make our own vision of it.
That's true.
Because we didn't have all the
technology.
Yep. So now it's really different.
Yeah, it is different.
But I always wanted the big house.
But you had a big house.
Mm-hmm. That's why I feel complete. I feel like everything that I thought I wanted, I had. I vacationed on the ocean. I did a beautiful trip with my cousin. I swam with sea turtles. Like, I feel like if somebody told me I was going to die tomorrow, the only thing I would worry about is everybody
figuring it out.
Not me. Like, I wouldn't feel bad for me. I would be so upset about, oh my God, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? How are they going to do this? Oh my God. And I think that's how probably all parents feel. Or all people that love people feel, you know?
Yeah. Well, you worry about the people behind. I think this is, maybe you could share some tips.
Wait, did we stay on topic, or did we have like...
No, we're on topic.
Bounced around?
We did pretty good, actually. Okay, so I think this is good. How to end this podcast is a good way to leave us on a good note. Maybe you could share some little tips and tricks of whatever you're sharing. Why are you making that face?
Tips and
How
tricks.
to enjoy life with like what you have. Like, I think so many people are caught up in the day-to-day on like that they, okay, what is it that when we went to Maine this summer, okay, this summer we went to Maine. My mom, you've been telling me for like probably the last 6 months before July, you were like, I just want to go hiking. I just want to go hiking. And Kendra and I love to go hiking. So we were like, fuck it. Let's go hiking. Let's go to Maine. And I'm like, let's bring my mom. And let's go hiking to Acadia National Park. So we decided to go, right?
Right.
And the whole time we were there, we just kept saying this one thing that we told the people in the back of the boat. And we were saying, the less you need, the more you have. And I think that's like something that we've been living by this year. And it's like, we don't go out and buy frivolous things for ourselves. And like you said, I don't feel the need to go to football games or go to Disney World or do this or do that. It's like, you're happy with the simple things like walking in nature and just enjoying a good sunset or being with your family.
I bought the area rugs the other day and returned them because it was how much money? $250, but the dog was just going to do butt twirls on them. And I'm like, do I really need those rugs? No,
For my dog to rub its
For
ass
the dog to do 360s with their butt, I don't need them.
But there's like so many things that we do that with, and we talk about it all the time, and we're just like, that's nothing that we need, that we don't need to get that, or we could do that better, and we can save money doing that. And I think we live our lives
more aware,
more simplified, more frugal.
I struggle more than I did before financially. So when I had more, I was definitely wasting more. But I would hope that if I ever get more now, it will never
it would be used different.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
I'm going to share.
But it's all about living life and having experiences. And if I didn't do what I did at those times, I would have never done the things I did. So there's no regret. Hell no.
But there's like this thing that I was actually telling Kendra. I listened to a podcast probably like a year ago, and it's called Lifestyle Creep. And it's like, so let's say you start making $40,000, you make $40,000 a year and you go out and you're like, okay, well, I can't really afford going out to lunch every day. So you pack your lunch. Well, that's like one way you save your money. Well, then 6 months later, you get a raise and they're like, we're giving you $10,000 more. So then you have more money. You can start going out to lunch. Technically, you're shaking your head, but this is a real thing. You think, okay, well, I made $10,000 more. Well, yeah, I have extra money I'm making.
Deserve it.
I'm like, you know what? I can go to lunch one time a week. And Lifestyle Creep starts to, you make $50,000. So then you make $60,000. So guess what? You get a new car because your car is fine. But you know what? I make more money now. I have a higher position. I need a nicer car. So you buy a nicer car. And the Lifestyle Creep creeps up
100%.
the money, and
people get sucked in.
People don't even think about that. Or I listen to this podcast. I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. Like if you could just live your life at frugal Franny. I hate to say that, and you could. That's why rich people are rich like that, because they buy this seven black t-shirts like Steve Jobs, and wear his 7 black t-shirts. He doesn't wear anything else. Not everybody.
No, I understand.
But I definitely think that if you could manage your money in a better way.
You have to make your money. You have to use your money,
and you have to be okay with not having the biggest and the best.
With your money. You have to live your life with your money, and then hopefully it will come back around to you. And listen, there's people that I know that are my age they're fucking all set. And me, I'm not proud to say, but it's a reality. I literally have nothing. You know what I have? I have my pack.
You have a house, Mom. You have a unit.
My house, a unit. Is it a pack? A unit?
We're a unit. Can you get it together?
Wait, I gotta attach it to something. Unit goes with, I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. I think of G unit. That's what I think of. But we're not a G.
But honestly, at this point in my life, I probably should have more.
But I don't think that's true.
It is true.
No, Mom. There are people.
The amount of money that I have wasted that I did it because I lived my life my way. Period. That's it. Since day one. No, there are people that I went to school with, they're all set there.
But there are some people, and you can say, but then it's almost like a comparison trap. Like, okay, they're set, but you know what? You don't know that their kids fucking don't like them.
Well, no,
you don't know that they're fucking even happy.
Madison, no. because in the back of my mind, everything looks great from everybody in the world, but you don't know what's going on. And
behind their doors.
So maybe I don't have a set financial future, but you know, they might be going through their own shit and there might be some health issue that none of us know. And like all of these little things, like you just gotta go in your own path.
Right.
Stay in your own unit.
Stay in your own
unit, because your own unit needs your energy. You don't need to put your energy, you could love other people.
Well, you could spread your kindness and spread your heart and spread your love.
But you know, your unit that's it.
No, but I think at the end of the day, there's people that are like, they just want more, you need more, you think you don't have enough, you're upgrading to the latest, greatest, and it's like, if you want to just enjoy your life, you have to kind of step back and be like, you know what, I don't need to have every fucking thing that's great. I don't need every fucking thing that's brand new.
Okay, wait. So, I work with the youngins, but they're your age. They have kids that they had when they were younger, so they're your age, and they have like...
Kids that are like 10, 12.
Correct. How old are you?
33.
Oh, no, maybe they might have had their kid when they were 17.
Okay.
Okay, so how old would their kid be?
Like
13, 14,
15.
Right? Not that big, but whatever. Anyway, and I hear them say, oh, gosh, I just want love. I just want this. And I'm like, no. You're doing great by yourself. Like, you're not going to necessarily find what you want. You think on the outside that's what you want, but once things settle in, you're going to back off and go, damn, I've been doing this by myself all this time. I don't need this fucking extra shit on my back. I don't need somebody else telling me what to do. I've been covering this all by myself.
Mom,
get off. I don't need your advice.
It's like you've been saying the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Right. So that's what I was going back to. So I hear this at work. So, and I like hug the youngins and I'm like, no, you're doing fine. You don't need that shit. You know, it goes back to being the mom at work.
But it's like when you're that age, the world seems so big and so abundant. And I don't know, like, I feel like, okay.
I remember calling grandma screaming, crying over the most, I don't know what she remembers, but I remember like I was the biggest fucking drama queen, but she never helped me. Like I always had to fucking figure that shit. It was after I moved out, and because.
But she probably didn't help you because she knew you could figure it out. And you made that face because there's been times in my life that you couldn't help me or didn't help me in those times, financial, whatever. And you pushed me over to grandma and it wasn't that you couldn't, but I was like, you know what? It made me realize like, I never really come to you asking you for things like money because that's not something that I want to ask you for, but B, I think you made me realize like, hey girl, you got to figure this shit out. This is a hard fucking world. Money is something that you're going to need. I always work. You always work. And I think that's something like, I don't know if maybe that wasn't the lesson you were trying to teach me, but that is the lesson that I was taught is like,
I couldn't go to grandma.
Buckle up, girl.
I asked my sister one time for money.
But mom, that's the blessing that was given to your daughter that maybe your mom couldn't do that for you, but she could do that for me.
Right.
You know, something, and like, I am basically you. So that is helping you, you know? And I think at that time, I always think, I'm like, well, you helped me do other things and you taught me a lot in my own life.
We're a unit.
Well, we always do a lot of things together. I feel like as long as we have each other, that's what we always say, like, we'll be all right. We'll figure it out. Right? This too shall pass is usually what you say.
Yep.
So I think it's like, you know, living life, it's not supposed to be hard, but it's not going to be easy either.
Right. Just like being in a relationship's not supposed to be hard. Everything's supposed to just flow, you know? I mean, you have
moments,
this
there's valleys.
Right.
There's peaks, there's valleys.
You shouldn't have to overwork to be in anything.
You should be able to flow with the energy and be happy what you're doing.
There you go.
And I think that's kind of how we both live our lives now.
Right.
And I think 2020 was that realization for both of us. Like, fuck this shit. I don't need to be living this stressed alarm clock, going to work, feeling stressed about everybody else. Me, you know, it was a lot for both you too. We both made big shifts.
Yeah.
You know, and like you say too, like you might not be either.
I feel I made the biggest shift.
Well, yeah, you close your business and then, you know.
No, I remember walking in the morning and thinking, wow, like, it was quiet out. That was in the pandemic. I was like, this is crazy. and then going back to work and not being able to get stuff, and then whatever. This is great. Gonna get a chick.
Fun fact, we have 2 tortoises, 2 bearded dragons, 2 dogs, she does. And then I live a mile and a half up the road and I have a bird, a dog, and fish.
I'm glad
she also has fish.
I'm glad that she says that I have the tortoises because I do.
You do have them here. It is my tortoise and she has her own, but Grandma, that is your grandchild. You are a grandma to Benji and my tortoise.
Trace.
That's your fish. Anywho.
We would take other animals if we have a bigger yard, but if it's a smaller animal, we would actually take it.
In our dream future, me and my mom and I. Well, Kendra.
We're gonna have 2 chickens.
You're
gonna have 2
Kendra.
chickens this year.
Listen, the future for us is one day we plan to have like acres of land
No, we don't need acres.
Yes, you do. I don't want you in my house. You need your own house, your own area, your own mother-in-law home.
Like 5 acres. Enough that we could all be like this. It's fine.
And then Andrew could be like a few acres down the road.
In the
since
middle.
You said
We
he's
can all
coming.
meet in the pavilion.
No, there'll be like a pool. We'll have an animal area.
A barn and a pen.
A greenhouse.
No, we won't need it. We'll live in Florida.
You get a greenhouse for your plants that don't all survive in the direct sunlight.
We don't necessarily need that in Florida.
Maybe I want a greenhouse. Maybe that's in my life plan. Anywho, thanks for listening and hanging out with me and my mom today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And coming in the new year, I actually have some new guests that'll be joining me. Those are in the works. So I have a girl coming on my podcast to talk about you're talking about money, how to help and be more positive with your money. She's a financial coach, money coach, and met her on Instagram. And I have some other people that I met on Instagram that are going to get on my podcast with me. Share their stories about traveling and living life more freely, like how we live. So yeah, just a reminder that this is on YouTube and on Instagram at Without a Doubt the Podcast. So follow along.
Wait, is this it before Christmas?
Yeah, it's launching next week. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year. Are you having another one before New Year's?
Yeah, Mom, every week.
Well, I thought you were going to squeeze one in for the holiday. You're not going to be like Andy Bravo and take a week off?
I'm not taking a
Hey,
week.
Andy Bravo, hashtag.
So if you want to know the episodes I'm doing this month, this is my fun episode. The week after that, we're doing setting intentions. And then the 4th one is my grief episode because it's on Dad's death anniversary. So I'll be sharing some little things that I've written in the past. I don't really know where that's going to go, but I feel like it's such a universal thought, grief.
What year is it?
It was in 2016, so you do the math. So yeah, follow along, YouTube, Instagram. Give me a 5-star review, and just a little reminder, you are without a doubt a badass. Don't you forget it. Peace out, and thanks for hanging out with me and my mom.
Cheers.
Bye. Let's be like, you were not recording.